Have you ever felt like you were doing everything right in a relationship, only to watch it crumble before your eyes? The arguments, the misunderstandings, the quiet distance that grows louder every day. And then, one day, you're left asking yourself, what went wrong? Relationships are the lifeblood of our human experience. They hold the power to elevate us, make life meaningful, and bring out the best version of ourselves. But they also have the power to break us when they falter. Sometimes, it's not the grand betrayals or catastrophic events that lead to the downfall. It's the small, unnoticed habits that creep into our daily lives. In today's video, we're diving into 8 subtle but destructive behaviors that could be silently sabotaging your relationships. Drawing on the timeless wisdom of Stoic philosophy, we'll explore not just what these behaviors are, but also why they happen and, most importantly, how you can overcome them. Imagine this. You're in a seemingly perfect relationship. The love is there, the connection feels strong, and yet, something isn't right. You find yourself questioning the little things. Are you too critical? Are they pulling away because you're always available? Maybe, without even realizing it, you've fallen into patterns that are undermining your connection. The good news? It doesn't have to end this way. In this journey, we'll uncover profound lessons from Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, and Epictetus, who believed that understanding ourselves is the first step to building meaningful bonds with others. You'll walk away with actionable insights that will not only improve your relationships, but also transform how you see yourself in them. But before we dive into these transformative lessons, take a moment to reflect. Have you ever hesitated to speak your mind, fearing it might push someone away? Do you find yourself longing for the spark that seems to have dimmed over time? If these questions resonate with you, stay with us. Together, we'll uncover solutions rooted in resilience, honesty, and emotional growth. And, while you're here, make sure to subscribe to our channel for more Stoic wisdom tailored for modern life. Don't forget to like this video, share your thoughts in the comments, and hit the notification bell so you won't miss the next deep dive into life-changing philosophy. Let's embark on this journey to uncover the hidden behaviors that ruin relationships and the Stoic tools to rebuild them. The question is, are you ready to transform your connections and rediscover harmony? Behavior 1. Spending too much time together. The hidden danger of losing yourself in love. Have you ever felt like your relationship is starting to suffocate you? Not because you don't love the person, but because you've slowly lost sight of who you are. It's that creeping feeling that everything revolves around your partner, leaving no room for your own identity, passions, or relationships outside of the two of you. At first, it might feel like the perfect love story, but over time, it can quietly erode the foundation of your relationship. Take a moment to reflect. Are you spending too much time together? It's easy to mistake constant togetherness for closeness. After all, love often feels most vibrant in the early stages of a relationship when you can't get enough of each other. You want to share every meal, every moment, every thought. But somewhere along the way, the line between love and enmeshment starts to blur. Instead of being two individuals growing side by side, you become one entity. And while that may sound romantic, it often comes at a cost. The cost is your individuality. Let me share a story. My friend Jane once told me about her whirlwind romance with someone she deeply adored. They did everything together, shopping for groceries, redecorating their home, and even attending each other's work events. Over time, Jane started saying no to invitations from her friends and skipping family gatherings she used to love. "I didn't even realize it was happening," she admitted. "But I woke up one day and didn't recognize myself anymore. My world had become so small, and it revolved entirely around him." Jane's story isn't unique. When we give all our time to one person, we unintentionally strip away the richness that comes from maintaining friendships, pursuing hobbies, and carving out personal space. Instead of fostering intimacy, this dependency often leads to resentment, frustration, and even the loss of attraction. This is where Stoic philosophy offers profound guidance. Marcus Aurelius, a Roman emperor and one of the most revered Stoic thinkers, wrote, "A person needs harmony between relationships and solitude for reflection." The Stoics believed that true strength comes from maintaining a sense of balance between love and independence, between connection and individuality. So, how do you find that balance in your relationship? 1. Embrace the value of solitude. Spending time apart doesn't mean you love each other any less. In fact, it's quite the opposite. Solitude allows you to recharge, reflect, and grow. When you take time for yourself, you bring fresh energy, ideas, and experiences back into the relationship. Whether it's reading a book, taking a solo hike, or simply sitting in quiet meditation, these moments of solitude deepen your relationship by enriching who you are as an individual. 2. Reconnect with your passions. Ask yourself, what were the things you loved doing before this relationship? Was it painting, playing music, or working out? Revisit those passions. By nurturing your personal interests, you'll not only feel more fulfilled, but also become more intriguing and dynamic to your partner. 3. Foster friendships. Outside the relationship. Friendships are like the roots that keep you grounded. They provide perspective, laughter, and support in ways that no single person can. Make it a priority to nurture those connections. Reach out to an old friend, plan a coffee date, or join a community activity that excites you. 4. Encourage your partner to do the same. A balanced relationship isn't about creating distance. It's about mutual respect for each other's individuality. Support your partner in their pursuits and encourage them to spend time with their own friends and passions. The key is to see your relationship not as two people merging into one, but as two strong, independent individuals choosing to walk life's path side by side. Now let's get practical. How can you start implementing these changes today? Block out a few hours each week just for yourself. Use this time to reconnect with something that makes you feel alive. Have an open conversation with your partner about the importance of personal space. Share your intentions clearly so they don't misinterpret it as pulling away. Plan activities with your friends or family without feeling guilty. When you give yourself the freedom to grow as an individual, something beautiful happens. You and your partner begin to see each other not as extensions of yourselves, but as two whole people bringing new energy and perspectives into the relationship. But let's pause for a moment and reflect. Are you losing touch with the things that once made you unique? Is your relationship in danger of becoming a closed loop, shutting out the rest of the world? How can you honor both your love for your partner and your love for yourself? As you consider these questions, remember that true connection thrives not in constant proximity, but in the space where each person's individuality is nurtured. Balance isn't just a romantic ideal, it's the foundation of a relationship that lasts. And as we move into the next behavior, keep this thought in mind. How does your relationship handle novelty and change? Are you open to new experiences, or has routine dulled the spark? Let's explore that next. For now, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel for more Stoic wisdom, and share your reflections in the comments below. What steps will you take today to reclaim your individuality and strengthen your bond? Behavior. 2. Lack of openness to new experiences. How routine slowly dulls the spark. Think about the early days of your relationship. Every moment felt alive with excitement. Every date, every conversation, every shared experience was a new adventure. But now, maybe the spark has dimmed and the comfort of routine has taken its place. Friday night movies, Saturday errands, and Sunday chores, while predictable and comforting, these routines can quietly build a wall between you and your partner. Have you ever felt like your relationship has settled into monotony? Like the magic that once defined your connection is slowly fading? This is the subtle danger of a lack of openness to new experiences. At first, routines create stability, a shared rhythm of life. But over time, if left unchecked, they can stifle growth, curiosity, and even connection. Relationships are meant to evolve, not stagnate. Let me share a story. My friend Laura once described her relationship as the perfect routine. Every weekend was the same: grocery shopping, dinner at the same restaurant, and evenings spent on the couch. While she loved her partner deeply, she confessed one day, "I feel like we're just existing. We've stopped exploring, and it's like we've forgotten how to dream together." Laura's experience is not uncommon. When we stop seeking new experiences, we risk losing the sense of discovery that fuels connection. Without novelty, a relationship can begin to feel like a series of obligations rather than a shared journey of growth and excitement. Here's where Stoic philosophy offers profound wisdom. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, life is constant motion, ever flowing. The Stoics understood that embracing change and seeking growth are essential to living a fulfilled life. And this applies to relationships too. Openness to new experiences breathes life into our connections, reminding us that growth doesn't just happen as individuals, but also as partners. So, how do we break free from the trap of routine and rediscover that spark? 1. Cultivate a spirit of curiosity together. One of the simplest ways to reignite excitement in a relationship is to explore the world together. This doesn't mean grand gestures or expensive trips. It could be as simple as trying a new restaurant, hiking a trail you've never been on, or taking a cooking class together. The key is to step outside the familiar and embrace the unknown. When was the last time you tried something new with your partner? If you can't remember, take it as a sign to start today. 2. Revisit shared dreams. Sometimes, the best way to reconnect is to reflect on the dreams you once had as a couple. Remember the places you wanted to visit, the projects you wanted to start, or the adventures you planned but never pursued. Dust off those dreams and give them new life. Even the act of planning something exciting can reignite a sense of connection and purpose. 3rd challenge. Each other in positive ways. Growth thrives on challenge. Encourage each other to step out of your comfort zones. Maybe one of you has always wanted to learn a new language or take up a hobby. Support each other in these pursuits and even consider tackling some of them together. The process of learning and growing side by side can strengthen your bond in unexpected ways. 4. Infuse creativity into the everyday. Not every new experience has to be grand. Sometimes it's about adding a touch of creativity to the mundane. Try cooking a new recipe together, redecorating a room, or turning a regular evening into a themed date night. These small shifts can transform routine into adventure. 5. Embrace spontaneity. One of the most powerful ways to break free from monotony is to embrace the unexpected. Surprise your partner with a date they didn't see coming, plan a weekend getaway without telling them the destination, or simply suggest a last-minute adventure. These moments of spontaneity remind you both that life is full of surprises waiting to be embraced. As you take these steps, remember that the goal isn't to replace routine entirely. Some predictability is necessary and comforting. Instead, it's about finding a balance between stability and novelty. Relationships thrive when they are rooted in security but constantly reaching for growth. Now, take a moment to reflect. When was the last time you and your partner did something truly new together? Have routines started to feel more like walls than bridges in your relationship? What small step can you take today to inject curiosity and adventure into your connection? Openness to new experiences isn't just about keeping things interesting, it's about honoring the dynamic nature of love itself. Relationships are living entities that require nourishment, change, and growth to thrive. As we move forward in this journey of understanding behaviors that can harm relationships, think about this. Are you truly communicating with your partner, or has silence become your norm? In the next section, we'll explore the critical role of open communication and how it can either build bridges or create barriers in your relationship. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel for more life-changing insights, and share your reflections in the comments below. What's one adventurous idea you'd love to explore with your partner? Let's inspire each other to bring the spark back. Behavior 3. Poor communication, the silent killer of relationships. Have you ever found yourself sitting across from someone you deeply care about, wanting to share your thoughts but holding back? Maybe you hesitated out of fear of being misunderstood, dismissed, or even sparking a conflict. So instead of speaking up, you let silence take over. And in that silence, a small crack forms between you and your partner. Poor communication is one of the most common reasons relationships begin to falter. It's not just about the big arguments or the heated words, it's the small, everyday moments when you choose silence over honesty, or when your words fail to convey your true emotions. Over time, these moments compound, creating walls instead of bridges. Take Sarah's story, for example. She once shared with me how she avoided bringing up issues with her husband. Whenever I mentioned feeling lonely or upset, he'd brush it off as me overreacting, she said. After a while, I just stopped talking about how I felt. What Sarah didn't realize was that her silence didn't protect the relationship. It isolated her within it. This is where Stoic philosophy offers powerful insight. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "Let your words be honest and true, and let your ears be ready to listen." Communication, according to the Stoics, isn't just about speaking. It's about understanding, connecting, and creating a space where both parties feel valued and heard. So, how can we overcome poor communication and rebuild a foundation of trust and understanding in our relationships? 1. Create a safe space for open dialogue. Healthy communication starts with safety, the assurance that your words will be met with respect, not judgment. Set aside time to talk with your partner without distractions. Turn off the TV, put your phone away, and truly focus on each other. For instance, instead of waiting for tensions to boil over, have regular check-ins where you can share your thoughts and feelings openly. Ask questions like, "How have you been feeling about our relationship?" Or, "Is there anything you'd like to talk about that we haven't addressed?" 2. Practice active listening. The Stoics believed that listening is as vital as speaking. Zeno of Citium, the founder of Stoicism, famously said, "We have 2 ears and 1 mouth, so we should listen twice as much as we speak." When your partner speaks, resist the urge to interrupt or form your response before they finish. Instead, focus entirely on their words. Nod, ask clarifying questions, and paraphrase what they've said to show you understand. This simple act of listening can transform the way your partner feels about sharing their thoughts with you. 3. Choose honesty over comfort. It's tempting to sugarcoat the truth or avoid certain topics to keep the peace, but honesty, even when it's uncomfortable, is what builds trust. The Stoics valued truth as a cornerstone of integrity. As Marcus Aurelius reminded us, "Say only what is true, and say it with kindness." If there's something on your mind, approach the conversation with care. Instead of blaming or criticizing, use I statements to express your feelings. For example, say, "I feel hurt when you dismiss my concerns," rather than, "You never listen to me." This approach reduces defensiveness and invites understanding. 4. Address issues. Early unspoken problems don't disappear, they grow. A small annoyance today can become a major source of resentment tomorrow. The Stoics taught the importance of facing challenges head-on rather than avoiding them. When you notice something bothering you, bring it up calmly and respectfully. By addressing issues early, you prevent them from festering and becoming more significant than they need to be. 5. Balance words with actions. Communication isn't just about what you say, it's also about what you do. If your words and actions don't align, trust can quickly erode. Make sure your actions consistently reinforce the messages you're trying to convey. For example, if you tell your partner that you value their opinions, show it by actively considering their input in decisions. Actions that match your words strengthen the foundation of your relationship. 6. Recognize nonverbal communication. Sometimes what we don't say speaks the loudest. Pay attention to your partner's body language, tone of voice, and expressions. Similarly, be mindful of what your own nonverbal cues are communicating. Are you crossing your arms or avoiding eye contact during discussions? These small behaviors can shape the tone of your conversations. As we explore the role of communication in relationships, ask yourself, do I feel safe and understood when sharing my thoughts? Am I truly listening to my partner, or just waiting for my turn to speak? How can I express myself more honestly and openly in a way that fosters connection? These reflections aren't just theoretical, they're practical tools to help you assess and improve the way you communicate in your relationships. As we move forward, think about this. How often do you tell small lies to avoid conflict? What impact do these lies have on trust and connection? In the next section, we'll explore the destructive habit of lying to keep the peace and how honesty, even in difficult moments, can transform your relationships. Before we dive deeper, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel for more Stoic insights, and share your thoughts in the comments below. What's one change you can make today to improve communication in your relationships? Let's start the conversation together. Behavior 4. Lying to keep the peace. The fragile shield that breaks relationships. Have you ever told a little lie to avoid an argument with someone you care about? Maybe it was something as simple as, "I didn't forget our anniversary. I've got everything planned," or "I'm fine," when deep down, you weren't. These lies seem harmless, even protective, but over time, they create cracks in the foundation of trust that holds relationships together. Lying to keep the peace is one of the most common and subtle ways relationships begin to unravel. It feels easier in the moment, like avoiding a storm by taking a quick detour. But the problem is that lies, no matter how small, don't go away. They linger, weakening the connection and building a fragile shield that eventually shatters under the weight of accumulated dishonesty. Let me share a story. A friend of mine, Michael, once admitted to lying to his partner about a missed dinner reservation. "I completely forgot to book it," he said. But instead of telling her the truth, I said the restaurant lost our booking. It seemed harmless at the time, and he managed to scramble for a last-minute backup plan. But weeks later, his partner found out, and the disappointment on her face hurt more than if he'd just admitted his mistake from the start. This behavior isn't unique to Michael. It's something many of us do. We lie, not to deceive, but because we fear conflict, judgment, or hurting the other person. However, these peacekeeping lies often lead to the very outcomes we're trying to avoid: hurt feelings, broken trust, and disconnection. The Stoics understood that the fear of discomfort often leads us to avoid difficult truths. But Marcus Aurelius reminds us, if it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it. Honesty is not just a moral principle. It's the cornerstone of lasting relationships. When we lie, even with good intentions, we undermine our integrity and weaken the bond of trust. The peace we think we're preserving is only an illusion, fragile and temporary. So how can we break free from this habit and build a relationship grounded in truth and resilience? 1. Embrace the courage to be honest. The first step is recognizing that honesty takes courage. It's not always easy to admit when you've made a mistake or to voice feelings that might upset your partner. But as the Stoics teach, true strength lies in facing challenges head-on, not avoiding them. Instead of lying to smooth things over, practice honesty with compassion. For example, if you've forgotten something important, admit it. "I messed up and I'm really sorry. How can I make it up to you?" This vulnerability shows respect for your partner and fosters a deeper connection. 2. Reframe conflict as an opportunity for growth. One of the reasons we lie is to avoid conflict. But Stoic philosophy reminds us that conflict, when approached constructively, can be an opportunity for growth. When you tell the truth, even if it leads to a difficult conversation, you're creating space for understanding and resolution. The next time you're tempted to lie, ask yourself, what's the worst that could happen if I tell the truth? Often, the fear of conflict is far worse than the reality. 3. Communicate with kindness. Being honest doesn't mean being harsh. The Stoics emphasize the importance of delivering truth with wisdom and kindness. If you need to share something difficult, choose your words carefully and approach the conversation with empathy. For instance, instead of saying, "You're too controlling and I can't take it," try, "I feel overwhelmed when I don't have space to make decisions." Can we talk about finding a balance? Practice. Self-awareness. Lying to keep the peace often stems from a fear of rejection or judgment. By practicing self-awareness, you can identify these fears and address them directly. Reflect on why you feel the need to lie. Are you worried your partner will think less of you? Are you avoiding vulnerability? Understanding your motives helps you build the confidence to be truthful. 5. Commit to small truths. First, if you're not used to being completely honest, start small. Practice being truthful in low-stakes situations, like admitting you forgot to buy milk or didn't enjoy a particular movie. As you build this habit, it becomes easier to be honest in more significant moments. Let's pause and reflect. Have you ever lied to avoid upsetting someone you love? How did that lie make you feel afterward? What would it take to replace those lies with honesty, even in challenging moments? These questions aren't meant to criticize, but to encourage growth. Recognizing the patterns of dishonesty is the first step toward breaking them. Why honesty strengthens relationships? The beauty of honesty is that it creates a foundation for trust, respect, and authenticity. When you're honest, your partner knows they can rely on your words. Even when the truth is hard to hear, it strengthens your connection because it shows that you value the relationship enough to face discomfort. As we move to the next section, let's consider another question. How often do we criticize instead of celebrate the people we care about? In the following behavior, we'll explore the destructive habit of constant criticism and how shifting our perspective can transform relationships. Before we continue, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel for more Stoic insights, and share your thoughts in the comments below. Have you ever struggled with honesty in your relationships? Let's start a conversation about how we can embrace truth and build stronger, more resilient connections. Behavior 5. Constant criticism. The slow erosion of love and trust. Have you ever felt like no matter what you do, it's never enough for the person you care about? Or perhaps you found yourself constantly pointing out flaws in your partner, thinking it might help them improve, only to watch their confidence and warmth begin to fade. Constant criticism may start with good intentions, wanting the best for the other person or hoping to fix small issues, but over time, it becomes a destructive habit. Instead of fostering growth, it creates resentment, erodes trust, and builds walls where there should be bridges. Take Emma's story, for example. Emma loved her husband deeply, but she couldn't help herself from constantly correcting him. Whether it was the way he loaded the dishwasher, how he dressed for work, or even his word choices in conversations, Emma always had something to say. "I just wanted to help him improve," she explained. But her husband didn't see it that way. Over time, he became distant and withdrawn, avoiding conversations altogether. What Emma thought was constructive criticism felt like relentless judgment to him. The truth is, no one thrives under constant scrutiny. Relationships flourish when they are built on encouragement, not condemnation. Stoic philosophy offers profound insight into how we perceive and respond to the flaws of others. Seneca once said, "If you wish to be loved, love." The Stoics understood that focusing on virtues, rather than faults, fosters connection and harmony. Instead of tearing someone down, they believed in lifting others up by setting an example of kindness, patience, and understanding. So, how can we break the cycle of criticism and replace it with habits that nurture love and trust? 1. Shift your perspective to appreciation. It's easy to focus on what's wrong, what didn't meet your expectations, but what if you flip the script? Instead of fixating on your partner's flaws, make it a habit to notice and appreciate their positive qualities. For example, instead of criticizing your partner for being forgetful, express gratitude for the times they remember to do something thoughtful. When you focus on the good, your partner feels valued, and the relationship grows stronger. 2. Practice self-reflection before speaking. The Stoics emphasized self-awareness as a key to personal growth. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Do not be quick to judge others. First, look inward and ask if you yourself are free of fault. Before pointing out something you dislike, pause and ask yourself, is this worth addressing? Am I projecting my own insecurities? Will this improve our relationship or create tension?" This moment of reflection can help you determine whether your words will uplift or harm. 3. Reframe criticism as encouragement. When you feel the need to address something, frame it in a way that inspires growth rather than causing hurt. For example, instead of saying, "You're always so messy," try, "I feel more at peace when our space is tidy. How can we work on this together?" By involving your partner in the solution, you create a sense of teamwork rather than opposition. 4. Celebrate effort, not perfection. Nobody is perfect. Not you, not your partner. The Stoics taught that life is a journey of continuous improvement, not perfection. Instead of waiting for your partner to meet an ideal, celebrate their efforts to grow. For instance, if your partner is working on being more punctual but occasionally slips up, acknowledge the progress they've made instead of focusing on the times they fall short. 5. Build a culture of kindness in your relationship. Criticism often arises from stress, frustration, or unmet expectations. Combat this by intentionally building a culture of kindness and support. Make it a daily practice to compliment your partner, express gratitude, and show affection. When kindness becomes the foundation of your interactions, there's less room for negativity. Criticism doesn't just impact the person on the receiving end, it affects the one giving it too. Over time, focusing on faults can make you feel frustrated, disconnected, and even resentful. The relationship becomes a battleground rather than a refuge. So ask yourself, do I spend more time pointing out flaws than celebrating my partner's strengths? How would I feel if I were constantly criticized? What can I do today to create a more uplifting dynamic in my relationship? When you choose to replace criticism with understanding, appreciation, and encouragement, something remarkable happens. The energy between you shifts. Your partner feels seen, valued, and supported. And as a result, they naturally want to improve, not out of fear of judgment, but because they feel inspired to grow alongside you. As we move into the next behavior, think about this. Are you truly listening to your partner, or are you simply waiting for your turn to speak? In the next section, we'll explore the importance of active listening and how it can transform your relationships. Before we continue, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel for more Stoic insights, and share your thoughts in the comments below. What's one thing you appreciate about your partner today? Let's start a ripple of gratitude and positivity together. Behavior 6. Failing to truly listen, the silent barrier to connection. Have you ever had a conversation where you felt like the other person wasn't truly listening? Maybe they nodded along, but their eyes drifted to their phone, or they seemed more interested in formulating their response than hearing your words. It stings, doesn't it? Now, ask yourself honestly, have you ever done the same? In today's fast-paced, distraction-filled world, truly listening has become a rare and powerful gift. Yet, in relationships, the inability to actively listen can be one of the most subtle yet destructive habits. It erodes trust, deepens misunderstandings, and creates an emotional distance that grows silently over time. Take Jack and Emily, for example. Jack often complained that Emily didn't open up to him anymore. "She barely tells me about her day," he said. But when asked how he responded during their past conversations, Jack admitted, "I'd check my emails or interrupt her to offer solutions." Emily didn't stop talking because she had nothing to say. She stopped because she didn't feel heard. Listening isn't just about hearing words, it's about understanding the emotions and meaning behind them. When we fail to listen, we tell the other person, intentionally or not, that their voice doesn't matter. The Stoics held listening in high regard, seeing it as a vital skill for building meaningful connections. Zeno of Citium, the founder of Stoicism, famously remarked, "We have 2 ears and 1 mouth so that we can listen twice as much as we speak." True listening, according to the Stoics, is about presence, patience, and humility. When we listen actively and attentively, we create a space where our loved ones feel valued, respected, and safe to share their thoughts and feelings. How can we become better listeners? 1. Be fully present. The first step to truly listening is to eliminate distractions. When someone speaks to you, give them your full attention. Put your phone away, turn off the TV, and focus entirely on the person in front of you. Presence is powerful. It shows your partner that they matter more than the distractions vying for your attention. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Nowhere can man find a quieter or more untroubled retreat than in his own soul." Apply this principle by creating a quiet, focused space in your mind for the other person's words. 2. Listen, without interrupting. One of the biggest barriers to effective listening is the urge to jump in, whether to offer advice, share a similar experience, or argue a point. Resist this urge, instead allow the speaker to finish without interruption. The Stoics taught the importance of restraint. By practicing patience in conversations, you create a safe space for your partner to fully express themselves without fear of being cut off or dismissed. 3. Reflect what you hear. Active listening means more than staying silent. It involves demonstrating that you understand. After your partner has finished speaking, reflect their words back to them. For example, you might say, "It sounds like you're feeling frustrated because of how that situation was handled." This simple practice validates their feelings and ensures you truly grasp their message. It also opens the door for deeper, more meaningful conversations. 4. Show empathy. Empathy is the bridge between hearing and understanding. It's not just about knowing what someone is saying, it's about feeling their emotions with them. For example, if your partner shares a difficult experience, respond with compassion. "I can't imagine how hard that must have been for you. How can I support you?" These words show that you care about their feelings, not just their words. 5. Ask thoughtful questions. The Stoics believed that wisdom begins with curiosity. Asking thoughtful, open-ended questions encourages your partner to share more deeply. Instead of asking, "Did you have a good day?" try, "What was the best part of your day?" This shifts the conversation from surface level to meaningful. 6. Silence can be golden. Sometimes, the most powerful thing you can do is simply be silent. When your partner pauses, resist the urge to fill the silence. Allow them the space to gather their thoughts and continue at their own pace. Silence isn't empty. It's a way of holding space for someone, showing that their words are worth the time they need to say them. When we don't truly listen, we create a disconnect that can feel insurmountable. Over time, partners may stop sharing, believing that their thoughts and feelings don't matter. This emotional withdrawal can be devastating, leaving both parties feeling isolated and misunderstood. To ask yourself, do I give my full attention when my partner speaks? Am I listening to understand, or just waiting for my turn to talk? How often do I respond with empathy instead of solutions? These reflections can help you identify areas where you might improve as a listener and deepen your connection with your partner. True listening is an act of love. It tells your partner, "I see you, I value you, and I'm here for you." When you listen actively, you foster trust, intimacy, and understanding. Over time, this habit strengthens the foundation of your relationship, turning conversations into moments of connection rather than conflict. As we move to the next behavior, consider this. Are you spending too much time focusing on your partner's flaws rather than their strengths? In the next section, we'll explore how constant criticism can erode love and trust, and how gratitude can heal the wounds it leaves behind. Before we continue, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel for more Stoic wisdom, and share your thoughts in the comments below. What's one way you can show your partner that you're truly listening today? Let's commit to becoming better listeners, one conversation at a time. Behavior 7. Focusing solely on flaws, the unseen trap that erodes love. Have you ever felt like your efforts go unnoticed while your mistakes are magnified? Or found yourself consistently pointing out your partner's shortcomings, hoping it might help them improve? At first, it might seem harmless, constructive even, but over time, this focus on flaws can quietly dismantle the foundation of your relationship. The truth is, when you focus solely on what's wrong, you overlook the beauty of what's right. No relationship can thrive in an environment of constant scrutiny. Take the story of Lisa and Mark. Lisa loved Mark deeply, but couldn't stop nitpicking his habits. From the way he left his clothes on the floor to the way he talked too loudly on the phone, there was always something to critique. Over time, Mark stopped engaging as much. He felt unappreciated and began withdrawing emotionally. Lisa, frustrated by his withdrawal, criticized even more, creating a vicious cycle. What Lisa didn't realize was that by focusing on Mark's flaws, she was slowly eroding the love and trust they once shared. This behavior isn't unique to Lisa. It's human nature to notice imperfections, but when this becomes the lens through which we view our partner, we forget the qualities that drew us to them in the first place. Stoic philosophy offers timeless guidance on how we perceive others. Marcus Aurelius advised, "When you arise in the morning, think of what a privilege it is to be alive, to think, to enjoy, to love." This reminder to focus on gratitude and the good in life applies equally to relationships. Instead of fixating on faults, the Stoics encourage us to celebrate virtues and practice compassion. So how do we shift our mindset from one of criticism to one of appreciation and encouragement? 1. Start with gratitude. The Stoics taught that gratitude is a cornerstone of a fulfilled life. In relationships, it's essential to actively recognize the good in your partner. Make it a daily habit to reflect on their positive traits and the ways they enhance your life. For example, instead of focusing on how your partner forgot to do the dishes, remind yourself of how they always check in to see how your day went. Shift your focus from what's missing to what's abundant. 2. Pause. Before criticizing. Criticism often stems from frustration or unmet expectations. Before pointing out a flaw, pause and ask yourself, is this worth addressing? Will my words bring us closer or push us apart? The Stoics emphasized self-control and reflection. By practicing restraint, you can avoid saying something in the heat of the moment that you might later regret. 3. Reframe the narrative. Instead of seeing your partner's flaws as failures, view them as opportunities for growth, both theirs and yours. For instance, if your partner struggles with time management, rather than criticizing them, you might say, "I know you've been working on being more punctual. How can I support you with that?" This approach reframes flaws as challenges to overcome together, fostering teamwork and understanding. 4. Balance criticism with compliments. If you need to address an issue, balance it with genuine appreciation. For example, "I love how thoughtful you are, and it means so much when you remember the little things. Could we work together on being more mindful about tidying up?" This approach softens the delivery, making your partner more receptive and maintaining a positive tone in the relationship. 5. Focus on their efforts, not perfection. No one is perfect, not you, not your partner. The Stoics remind us that human imperfection is natural and inevitable. Instead of demanding perfection, celebrate your partner's efforts to improve. For instance, if they're trying to be more organized, acknowledge the small changes they're making, even if they're not yet consistent. This encouragement fosters motivation and trust. When you constantly point out what's wrong, it creates a toxic dynamic in which your partner feels judged rather than loved. Over time, this can lead to emotional distance, resentment, and a lack of intimacy. Now, ask yourself, do I spend more time noticing my partner's flaws than appreciating their strengths? How would I feel if I were on the receiving end of constant criticism? What steps can I take to shift my focus toward gratitude and encouragement? These reflections can help you identify patterns of negativity and replace them with habits that nurture love and connection. The antidote to focusing on flaws is simple, yet profound: gratitude. When you make a conscious effort to notice and acknowledge the positive aspects of your partner, you create a culture of appreciation that strengthens your bond. Take time each day to express gratitude for something your partner has done or a quality you admire in them. These small acts of kindness can transform the way you see each other and the way you interact. As we move into the next behavior, consider this. How often do you show your partner encouragement and support? Are you their biggest cheerleader, or has negativity crept in? In the next section, we'll explore the importance of fostering support in your relationship and how it builds trust and resilience. Before we continue, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel for more Stoic insights, and share your thoughts in the comments below. What's one thing you're grateful for in your partner today? Let's celebrate the power of appreciation together. Behavior 8. Lack of support and encouragement. The quiet drift that weakens relationships. Have you ever felt like you were standing alone in a moment when you needed someone by your side? Or have you unintentionally made your partner feel the same way? In any relationship, support and encouragement are the invisible threads that bind two people together. Without them, even the strongest bonds can slowly unravel, leaving both partners feeling isolated and unvalued. Let me tell you about Rachel and Tom. Rachel was a talented artist, brimming with ideas and creativity. But every time she shared her dreams with Tom, his response was lukewarm. "Are you sure you want to try that?" he would say, unintentionally planting seeds of doubt. Over time, Rachel stopped sharing her dreams with Tom, and the distance between them grew. It wasn't that Tom didn't care, he just didn't realize how much Rachel needed his encouragement. This subtle lack of support often goes unnoticed until it's too late. When we fail to cheer on our partners or celebrate their victories, we unknowingly create emotional gaps in the relationship. The Stoics remind us that we are all interconnected. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "What brings no benefit to the hive brings no benefit to the bee." In relationships, this means that our success and happiness are deeply intertwined with those we love. By supporting our partner's growth, we enrich the relationship and create a foundation of mutual trust and encouragement. So how can we ensure we're providing the support and encouragement our partners need to thrive? 1. Be their biggest cheerleader. Everyone needs someone in their corner. Your partner should feel that no matter what challenges they face, you're there to uplift and inspire them. Make it a point to celebrate their achievements, no matter how small. Did they tackle a difficult project at work? Surprise them with a heartfelt note? Did they conquer a personal goal? Show your pride with words of encouragement. These moments of acknowledgement can have a profound impact on your partner's confidence and sense of belonging. 2. Listen to their aspirations without judgment. Sometimes, supporting your partner means being an open and non-judgmental sounding board for their dreams. The Stoics valued the practice of deep listening, understanding that hearing someone without immediately offering criticism or advice can be transformative. When your partner shares their goals, resist the urge to point out potential pitfalls. Instead, focus on understanding their vision. Ask questions like, "What excites you most about this idea?" or "How can I help you make this happen?" 3. Offer encouragement. During challenges. It's easy to be supportive when things are going well, but true support shines during tough times. The Stoics believed that adversity is an opportunity for growth, and you can help your partner see challenges as stepping stones rather than roadblocks. If your partner is facing difficulties, remind them of their strengths. Share stories of their past successes to boost their morale. Sometimes a simple "I believe in you" can make all the difference. 4. Show interest in their passions. Even if your partner's interests don't align with yours, showing genuine curiosity about what excites them can deepen your connection. Attend their events, ask about their projects, or simply listen when they talk about their hobbies. Your interest communicates, "What matters to you matters to me," which fosters a sense of closeness and mutual respect. 5. Collaborate on their growth. Support doesn't always mean taking a back seat. It can also mean actively participating in your partner's journey. Whether it's brainstorming ideas for their goals, helping them prepare for an important presentation, or simply being present during moments of doubt, your involvement shows that you're invested in their success. When we fail to support and encourage our partners, the impact can be devastating. They may begin to feel undervalued, question their self-worth, or withdraw emotionally. Over time, the relationship loses its sense of partnership and starts to feel more like two individuals living parallel lives. So ask yourself, do I celebrate my partner's wins, big or small? Have I unintentionally dismissed their dreams or passions? How can I be more intentional in showing my support? These questions aren't meant to criticize, but to help you reflect on how you can strengthen your connection through encouragement and care. The good news is that it's never too late to change. By committing to being more supportive and encouraging, you can rebuild and even deepen the bond with your partner. Start by practicing daily acts of encouragement. Leave them a kind note before work, send a text reminding them of your faith in their abilities, or simply say, "I'm proud of you." These small gestures add up, creating an atmosphere of love and positivity. As we move forward, consider this. Are you and your partner growing together, or have you started growing apart? In the final reflection of this series, we'll explore how shared growth strengthens relationships and builds a foundation that lasts. Before we continue, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel for more Stoic insights, and share your reflections in the comments below. What's one way you can support your partner today? Let's inspire each other to be the best teammates we can be in our relationships. As we journey through life, relationships remain at the heart of what makes us human. They challenge us, inspire us, and teach us about love, patience, and growth. By understanding and addressing the behaviors that can quietly harm our connections, we take the first step toward creating bonds that are not just resilient but truly meaningful. Stoic philosophy reminds us that the key to thriving relationships lies in self-awareness, kindness, and intentional action. Whether it's learning to listen deeply, offering unwavering support, or simply appreciating the beauty of your partner's individuality, every small change makes a big difference. Now, we'd love to hear from you. What resonated with you the most in today's discussion? Which behavior are you committed to working on? Share your thoughts in the comments below. We'd love to continue this conversation with you. If you found value in this video, please give it a thumbs up, share it with someone who might need it, and subscribe to our channel for more wisdom inspired by Stoic philosophy. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so you'll never miss our next deep dive into life-changing insights. Together, let's build relationships that uplift and inspire. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.